Hey, yo!
Yo, this is OD. What's on the agenda today?
Get money every day. I get money, B. Oh, guess what I found out? What? Young Grady's.
Biscuits for breakfast, Antarctica on my necklace. It's just that I hit it ambidextrous. I can flex it. I miss on November 27th.
Wolf Tater Talks Wolf, aka at Zach Tots. Tater Tots sounds good. Zach Tots goes, what are your all-time favorite Nikes? That's a great question. I'd say the Air Mags. Air Mags are really dope and for a great cause. Always wanted a pair of band ones. I love the Air Jordan 1s. I don't know if that counts as Nikes, but I'm gonna give it a pass since it says Nike on them. Always love the ones. The ones are just classics. They're something that just, they just have a mystique about them. They have a mystique about them and I love them. And I think if I had to pick another third shoe, the third shoe I would go with, I have a very big love and I've always wanted these shoes, the Nike Foamposite Paranormans. Those shoes are insane. Next question comes from Jake Uzi. Jake Uzi goes, what was your favorite childhood NBA team? I was a Knicks fan. And the reason why I was a Knicks fan is because I didn't have much money. And the little TV we did get at one point, watching MSG Network was available. Optimum Online, Comcast, whatever it was called back in the day too. Gave the MSG channel for free, so I was able to watch Knicks games or Nets games, and I was more of a Knick guy because my dad was given a chance with the Knicks to make the NBA. So I kind of had a little bit of history, which made the team more valuable in my eyes to me. So that's presidential. You see that? Hand motion, yeah. Obama. You, Fly 3 Eagles says, how did you become an Eagles fan? Well, back in the day, I was never a Jets fan. My parents were trying to get me to be a Giants fan because of the area. And my dad, I've only been to one football game coming into the NBA. And the one football game I went to, NFL game, it was the Giants and ironically enough was the Vikings. And if I'm correct, Percy Harvin that game had a touchdown every single way you could get a touchdown for his job. The only thing he couldn't do was defensively get one. I think he had a punt return, a kick return, a receiving, a running, and a passing. Percy Harvin had a game to remember, and the Giants got killed. They just got absolutely massacred. And I'm driving home with my dad, and so happily at the same time, Eagles, which, the flashy, you're young, you love flashy players, you love the flashy game, had McNabb, Owens, Brian Westbrook, Brian Dawkins. They were loaded, and I love T.O. I love the antics, I love the celebrations, so when I saw him doing all that, I became an Eagles fan more and more, and then Michael Vick came over with Deshaun Jackson, and that's more prime time, showtime football, and I was able to really fall in love with the team. What was your motivation growing up, says Esquires32. I felt like Vegeta. With Goku. I felt that any day I took off, my competitor or someone in this world was working to take my throne and take my spot. And I just wanted to never give my opponent a chance to get ahead of me. It was something that has stuck with me, that it drove me to new limits every single day. That was truly my motivation growing up. All right, cool.
Sure it was.
Yeah, sure it was. You're eating pizza and tater tots every day. Sasanaka 95 says, if you had to pick a last final, she spelled 3 wrong. If you had to pick a last final 3-course meal, what's it gonna be? Wings for appetizers, buffalo chicken sandwich for my entree, and dessert. I know, right? That sounds great. And dessert, you know what dessert would be? Cookie dough Dippin' Dots. That sounds very fat man like. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, and what will you do to make it happen? Says Aaron Capucho. Cupcho. All right, we'll just say Sufi Productions. I hopefully see myself multiple-time All-Star. I see myself getting very deep in the playoffs and having a chance to win a ring. And I would hope to win one in that 5 years, or have a chance at least. I'm not a very patient guy when it comes to reaching my goals, so I try to make them happen sooner than later. So I feel it's going to be the same kind of motivation and drive to do that. So hopefully in 5 years, I've already accomplished that and I've moved on to bigger and better goals. Do I look good?
Life's good.
Do I look good? Like physically, I don't look like a trash ball. T-Breezy27 says a great question that I really do not know the answer possibly to. Who was the first person to call you Cat? I don't know. I've actually been called more Cat because when I went to college, it was just so ironic and so happened to be that my name, obviously Karl-Anthony Towns, spells cat with my initials, and I was playing for the Wildcats, so it kind of became such a popular notion because cat, Wildcat, it was something that caught on real quick. Bye. Gameplay Sensei says, what was the transition from college to the pros like? Boy, I don't miss Cal. I really don't miss Cal. The transition was, boy, I really don't miss Cal. I miss Kentucky. I don't miss Cal. I mean, I thought it was much easier than a lot of people because in college, we kind of had our own groove in Kentucky, and I was able to expand my game more when I got to the NBA. But for real though, I have nothing but love for Coach Calipari, Kenny Payne, Robick, all the assistant coaches that when I was there, and all the training staff as well, and our strength and conditioning coach with Rock and everybody. That when I came into the league, it was easy transition because they had put so much work into me that the transition was easier. It's because they prepared me for the next level. And because of the coaching staff and the training staff we have there at Kentucky, it was a very smooth transition. It actually was very easy. And talking to other players, I know it was a lot harder because, you know, whatever the case may be, their school may have not gotten them fully prepared for the next level. The Word Gamer says, if you were creating your own new NBA franchise, what would it be and what would be the name? Where would it be? Does it have to make logistical sense, or does it not have to make sense? What do you think? Logistical sense or no sense?
I would make it logistical, as if it was going to be a real team.
If I had to make sense of a team, I would put my team in Las Vegas. They would make some money. And the team would be the Las Vegas
Desert Storm.
Deserats. No, the
Desert Moles.
Right? The Bald Moles. Kim Possible.
Renegades.
Las Vegas Renegades? Yeah. We'll get back to you on that one. Paige Fruit says, what was the most difficult part about going from college to the NBA? The most difficult part was the travel, I would say, because we travel so much in the NBA, and we traveled in college too, but it was never to the level of this. And also I think the biggest thing is, you're used to playing a game Tuesday, knowing what your game is going to be on Saturday next. So you had some days in between to kind of do your own thing. There is no off days in the NBA. So it was different, and it was definitely probably the hardest thing.